Hello friends, in this video, we will see more problems on TEC and NEC, that is Thevenin's equivalent circuits and Norton's equivalent circuits. So question number 1 is appeared on the screen. They are asking us to determine the value of RTH across X and Y. So X and Y points are given to us. I'm sure you have seen the previous video where I have already explained what is the procedure to be followed to get TEC and NEC. So with this, if you remember, the first point was to identify 2 points with respect to which we have to identify the circuit. So these are 2 points, let's say X and Y, across which we have to find Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So to do so, the step number 1 was to open circuit these 2 points, but right now these 2 points are already open circuited. So I will be directly finding VTH across this, which is X and Y. As you can see, there is a dependent current source having magnitude as 2I. Assume current I here. So if this changes, this 2I value, that is voltage, will change. So let's see how to go about it. What we see, if I have to get VTH, I can consider this node itself as VTH. And as you can see, this point, and this point is same. So we'll have only one node to be solved. And we have to take one as a reference node. Let us assume this is reference node. So we need to only apply KCL at VTH and to get the value of VTH. So by KCL, what do we get? We'll take all currents as outgoing except the current sources. Now, the first current flowing through 1 ohms resistance will be VTH minus 2I divided by 1. So it is VTH minus 2I divided by 1. The next current can be taken as VTH minus 0 upon 1 plus VTH upon 1 plus this current can be taken as VTH minus 0 upon 2. So it is VTH by 2. And one more branch is left, which is 2 ampere current source, which is incoming with respect to the node. I should go for minus 2 equal to 0. So as we can see, LCM is 2. So I'll take this as twice of VTH minus 2I plus VTH again multiplied by 2 plus VTH minus 4 equal to 0. So I'll club all VTH terms together. So 2 VTH, VTH and 2 VTH becomes 5 times VTH minus 2I equal to 4. Now the problem is, if I have to get VTH, I need to find the value of I. So as we can see, I is a current which is flowing through 1 ohms branch. So can I replace I in terms of VTH, which will ultimately solve my problem for this equation? As we can see, I is nothing but VTH minus 0 upon 1. So I can replace I with VTH. So if I do so, it will be 5 times VTH minus 2 times, as I said, I is replaced with VTH, which will be equal to 4. So I'll get 3 times VTH equal to 4. Resultant VTH will be simply 4 by 3 volt. So VTH is 4 by 3 volt. So with this, now we will go to the next step. So next step, with respect to the same points, that is X and Y, we need to short circuit them in order to get ISC. So if I short circuit these 2 points, that is X and Y, and then to get the current flowing from terminal X to terminal Y, that is referred to as ISC, that is short circuit current. Because of this short circuit, I can say that 2 ohms is redundant. Not only 2 ohms, but this 1 ohms will also get redundant because this 1 ohms is also getting shorted, as you can see here. So this 1 ohms will also get shorted or redundant. But if you remember, there was one control variable I which is controlling this source. The resistor is said to be redundant when no current flows through it, or naturally we say that current have got tendency to flow towards the least resistance path. That's the reason why the whole current will flow through this short circuit, and that's the reason why no current will flow through this 1 ohms resistance. So can I say I value equal to 0? If I value equal to 0, there is someone who depends on this I, that is 2I voltage source. So if I is equal to 0, result is 2I also 0. In fact, 2I is a voltage source. So I will say this is sourcing no voltage, or it is a 0 volt. Whenever a voltage source sources no voltage, should be replaced with short circuit. So this voltage source should be replaced with short circuit. Effectively, what circuit I supposed to get? So 2I is short circuited now. After that, there is 1 ohms resistance. After that, there is a current source having magnitude as 2 ampere, and we have ISC current here. So if you see carefully, this 2 ampere current source is flowing in upward direction. There is a node formation here. Now current has two possibilities, to go towards left and to go towards right. But as we know, the tendency of current is to flow towards the least resistance path. As you can see on right hand side, it is completely short circuited, having 0 resistance, whereas at left hand side, as you can see, it is 1 ohms resistance. So preferably the all current or the whole current will flow to right hand side. In fact, because of this short circuit, even this 1 ohms gets redundant. That's the reason why I can say that ISC is straight away 2 ampere. So I'll say ISC equal to 2 ampere. VTH that we had is 4 by 3 volt. With this, now I can have RTH, which is simply VTH upon ISC, which is 4 by 3 divided by 2, which becomes 8 by 3 ohms. So what they were asking us, the value of RTH, and the value of RTH with respect to 2 points, that is X and Y, is 8 by 3 ohms. So I'm sure you have understood this problem thoroughly. So now we can start with our next problem. So question number 2 is appeared on your screen. Again we have to determine RTH value. Whenever they say find RTH value, the 2 points are already given at RL. It was actually given in the question that 2 points are already given across RL. So you have to determine again RTH by having a same procedure. So what we do as a first step, step number 1 is to open circuit these 2 points A and B. If I open circuit these 2 points A and B, let us find voltage between A and B, that is A will be plus with respect to B. The resulting voltage is called as VTH. So as you can see, here A and B are open circuited. We'll find VTH across this. So this node itself will be called as VTH. So if I apply KCL at this node, I'll take 2 currents as outgoing current. So by KCL, I can have equation as VTH minus 100 times V0 upon 10K or 10 plus, I'll take the second current as VTH upon 40, which is straight away equal to 0. After solving this, I'll get LCM as 4. So I'll take 4 times VTH minus 400 times V0 plus VTH equal to 0. So now it becomes 4 VTH and VTH becomes 5 VTH. So it is 5 VTH equal to 400 times V0, or I'll say VTH is 80 times V0. Now the scenario is, if I have to get VTH, I have to find the value of V0. So from where I can get V0? For that, you have to search in the circuit where V0 is present. As you can see, the V0 is present over here, which is across 2K. As you can see, 5 volt is the supply, 3K and 2K are connected in series. So by having voltage division rule, we can find this V0 easily. So by current division rule, so by voltage division rule, I can find V0 value. So by voltage division rule, V0 can be found out. So V0 will be equal to supply voltage is 5. As you can see, V0 is across 2 divided by addition of both, which is 5. So 5 gets cancelled. V0 becomes 2 volt. So we have the value of V0. VTH can be found out by substituting the value of V0 here. So VTH will be simply equal to 160 volt. So this is how we have found out the value of VTH. Now, within the same, I have to get the value of ISC. So by taking the ratio of VTH and ISC, I'll get RTH, the thing which is asked in the exam. So in the same problem, now to find ISC, we need to short circuit these 2 points. That is A and B. Then we find the current flowing from terminal A to B, referred to as ISC. We know that because of the short circuit, even 40 kilo ohms resistor will be redundant one. See, these 2 points are short circuited now, because of which this 40 kilo ohms will get redundant. We have to get ISC. As we can see, there is a loop formation now. This has become a loop current ISC. If we apply KVL here, what do I get? By KVL, I can say 100 times V0 will be ISC times 10K, or I can say ISC equal to 100 upon 10K times V0. So if I have to get value of ISC, it is mandatory for me to calculate V0 first. And from where do I get V0? As we have seen in the last slide, V0 can be calculated from this loop by simply applying voltage division rule. So V0 will be supply voltage 5 times, it is across 2K, divided by addition of 2 resistances, which is 5. So 5 gets cancelled. V0 is ultimately 2 volt. So we need to only substitute the value of V0 in this expression and to get the value of ISC. So ISC becomes 100 upon 10, K is 1000, times V0 is 2. So this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled. So what is remaining? ISC is 2 by 100, which comes out to be 1 by 50 ampere. Once you get ISC, you have to get VTH upon ISC ratio in order to get the value of RTH. As we can see on the screen, we already have the value of ISC now. So to get the value of RTH by standard formula, RTH is simply VTH upon ISC ratio. In the last slide, we have seen VTH was 160 volt. So now RTH becomes 160 divided by ISC is 1 by 50. So if you solve this, you'll get RTH equal to 8000 ohms, or I can say RTH equal to 8 kilo ohms. So RTH is simply 8 kilo ohms, and that is our final answer. This is how we have calculated RTH. So to get RTH, we have to first of all get VTH by open circuiting 2 points. Then we get ISC by short circuiting these 2 points. And after getting the ratio of VTH and ISC, we get RTH. I'm sure you have understood this problem. So let us go to the next problem now. So question number 3 is appeared on your screen. In this circuit also we have to find the value of RTH between A and B. So the question is, find RTH between A and B. Now there is some problem with this. So the problem with this circuit is, as you can see, there is none of the source which is a active source. In fact, none of the source is independent source. All the sources are dependent sources. In case if all the sources are dependent sources, such circuit is said to be a dead circuit. So this is a special case where you have a dead circuit. The reason why I say this is a dead circuit, just because it is circuit without any independent source. So this is without independent source. Such problems consist of VTH equal to 0, ISC equal to 0, but at the same time RTH or ZTH is not equal to 0. But the question remains, then how to get RTH or ZTH? So in this problem, we get ZTH by special method called as V by I method. So what we do is, with these 2 points, which is A and B, we connect extra voltage source here. Let us assume this voltage as V. Let us assume it is supplying current, let's say I. Now by just having a ratio of V by I, we can find ZTH or RTH. So in this case, ZTH equal to simply V by I. I repeat the whole thing. In this circuit, the problem was there is no independent source. It means all the sources, as we can see, are dependent one. Such circuit is referred to as dead circuit. If it is a dead circuit, we cannot go by conventional way. In such circuits, please remember VTH is always 0, ISC is always 0, but at the same time RTH or ZTH cannot be equal to 0. In that case, ZTH is found out by a simple method or a special method called as V by I method. So let us apply V supply voltage here. Supplied current is I. Let's take the ratio of V by I. Then we get ZTH or RTH. In this case, rather than saying ZTH, I can claim it is RTH because there is absence of inductors, capacitors. Along with that, it is only having DC sources. So we can go for V by I method. For that, we have to use again point method. Assuming if this is V, this node and this node is same point. So I'll say this is V point. This is also V point. This is also V point. Then suppose if I consider this as a reference node, it means this is also a reference node. So eventually this point, all the points are shorted. So I'll consider this as ground point. If this is a reference node, I should consider this is also a reference node. So this whole point is a ground node. So this is how now I have to draw an equivalent circuit between V and ground. So let us draw an equivalent circuit. So as I said, we have only 2 points now, V and a reference node, ground. With respect to these 2 points, I'll draw a complete circuit now. So this whole line will be considered as V, this whole line will be considered as ground. Now in this, as we have seen, 100 ohms was connected between V and ground. Then there was a dependent source where the arrow was towards V, having magnitude as 99 times IB. Then we have a voltage source V which we have applied. The source current is I. Along with that, we had 2 more resistors, 9K and 1K were connected in series. Effectively, it has become 10K, through which current IB is flowing. Let us apply KCL at this node. Considering this node as V, on which we will apply KCL, take all currents as outgoing. This should be compulsory incoming. And this is current I. Now by applying KCL, what do we get equation as? It is V upon 10k plus V upon 100 minus 99 times IB minus I equal to 0. Please remember, our ultimate aim is to take a ratio of V by I. Once do I get the ratio of V by I, the numerical value which remains at right hand side will become automatically RTH. So by having this V together, I'll get V in bracket, I'll have 1 upon 10k plus 1 upon 100 minus 99 times IB equal to I. Now the problem is IB. Let's try to get IB in terms of V or either I. As we can see, IB is a current which is flowing in upward direction, which start from this point, let's say reference node, and ends at this point, let's say V. So if I get the current, IB can be written as 0 minus V upon 10k. So I can replace IB equal to minus V upon 10k. So replacing this IB, what do I get? V in bracket 1 upon 10k plus 1 upon 100 minus 99 times, I'll get IB is negative of this, so eventually this will become positive, V upon 10k equal to I. Again, I'll club all V terms together, so I should get V times 1 upon 10k plus 99 upon 10k plus 1 upon 100 equal to I. These two denominators are same, so I can say it is 100 by 10k. So it is V times plus 1 by 100 equal to I. So now adding these two terms, the LCM will be 10k. So it is 100 plus 10k can be taken as 10,000 versus 100. So if we solve this, I'll get 100 plus, to make denominator same, I need to multiply 100 to second term. So it is 100 plus 100 upon 10k equal to I. Now if I take the ratio of V by I supposed to get RTH. So RTH V by I, if you solve this, you'll get this as 50 ohms. So the value of RTH come out to be 50 ohms. So please remember, such type of circuits where only dependent sources are present is referred to as a dead circuit. In dead circuit, there is none of the source which is independent source. That's the reason why in such circuits, VTH is always 0, ISC is always 0, but at the same time, RTH or ZTH is not equal to 0. It is found out by having a ratio of V by I. For this, in two given points, you have to connect a voltage source V. Assuming supplied current is I, take the ratio of V by I and that gives you RTH. So this is how to deal with such problems. I'm sure you have understood all these three problems very well. Thank you so much for watching the video. Stay tuned to eKida. Subscribe to eKida.